House Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Teacher shortages across BC have forced schools to rely on uncertified teachers. The number of uncertified teachers in the province has tripled over the last 4 years. Portables have become a permanent fixture in many schools across the province. 20,000 teachers and 7,000 teachers' assistants will be needed over the next 10 years to keep up with growing enrollment, Mr. Speaker. The BC Teachers Federation has called on the government to create a comprehensive plan, remarkable that they don't already have one, to address the growing teacher shortage. Loan forgiveness and incentives for rural workers could vastly improve the outcomes for teachers, students, and the education system in British Columbia. It's a desperate situation in our public education system, a public education system the people on the other side claimed to support at one point. This government used to be that champion. We failed to see it while they've been in government. Mr. Speaker, to the Minister of Education, what is the Minister doing to ensure that we have a thriving public education system in British Columbia?
Minister of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, member, for this question. We know BC is not the only province that is dealing with the labour challenges, and the education sector is also one of them. But we are in the ministry, but also talking to all of our education partners, very cognizant of the need to hire more teachers. That's the reason, Mr. Speaker, that we have added more teacher training seats since we formed the government, more than 300 new seats, teacher training seats, giving incentives to teachers to take on this profession, but also having some very special recourse to hire rural and Indigenous teachers. We have a very robust working group, of which the BC Teachers Federation is also part of, working very closely with our education partners, looking at ways how we can support, how we can bring more teachers, and also the teachers who are already in the workforce, how to support them so that they can also they are also able to mentor and train, have more teachers come into this really productive and really, I would say, very fruitful profession.
Member supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, BC is the only jurisdiction that we're responsible for, and the students, our kids in the public education system, are the people that we should be looking out for. And unfortunately, I've watched over the last 7 years a BC NDP government that claimed to be champions of our public education system allow it to erode under their watch, Mr. Speaker. We're hosting a FIFA event here in a couple of years. $150 million. Think of what $150 million could do to offset the cost of inflation in our public education system, Mr. Speaker, something that school districts across the province have been complaining about to this government they failed to meet. The operational costs of our school districts are going up. This government has failed to meet those. We've seen libraries in our school systems close. This government has failed to meet those needs. We've seen tech departments fail to upgrade the tech that our students need to be successes. We've seen this government fail to meet those needs. Look, they've made a commitment to FIFA that they're going to be able to profit from this upcoming tournament. We need to see the same commitment to our kids and to our parents. Mr. Speaker, this BC NDP government has barely maintained the status quo. To the Minister of Education, why is the public education system eroding under this government?
Minister of Education. Members, let's hear the answer, please. Members at the back side, please. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't agree with the member statement. Since we formed the government, we have been championing public education. Unlike the previous government, we have made the investments like no other. Since 2017, we have invested not just in the capital projects, till date, more than $3 billion just in the capital projects, but also in the public education, whether it is the operating funding, whether it is hiring more teachers. I just talked about the incentives that we are using for our rural and Indigenous communities. With those incentives, we were able to hire 50 new teachers just in just in the last year, Mr. Speaker. I completely understand the challenges, the recruitment challenges, the labor challenges. We are very cognizant of. This is not, the BC is not the only jurisdiction that is dealing with it. It is a Canada-wide issue, but also global issue, labor shortage that we are facing. But we are working with all our education partners. But I just want to reiterate again, Mr. Speaker, that we have invested in public education that the previous government, the old government, did not do.